Going on, guys? Alright, tonight we got another aluminum project. Actually, we need to fab up a new top hat for the Dirty Dabbler, the airboat that I've done quite a bit of work on. Some of you guys have seen it. There's a couple other videos out there, some of the stuff I've done on that one. So Jared came over. He had the airboat over here last night. We pulled some measurements, got some ideas together. These were some designs that we were kind of throwing around, but looks like we're going to end up going with this one. So it's going to be square on the sides. It'll have a taper on the back end of the boat, and he did that because he wanted to cover up the distributor underneath it, and he wants it wide enough so that there's still enough airflow that can get up under there for the intake. So we're going to go with this. We're going to build it out of 3/16 diamond plate. We'll walk over here and get the piece out, start getting it all set up. So see if we can't dig this out. So we're going to work on getting this laid out. We're going to see how we can lay it out to where we're utilizing the material the best we can, so we're not wasting any of it. This diamond plate's really expensive, so let's see what we can do. Okay, so we got our two tapered pieces here that are 14 by 5. They got a 6-inch slope on them. Two of those. And then we got the other pieces here. Got a 14 by 14 square, a 5 by 14 section, and our 6 by 14 section. So it'll all make a little more sense once I get it cut out. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to go over and shear this. And it went pretty well last time, so I think we're just going to shear all of them, and we'll see how the iron worker feels today. Let's do it. Bad. Tweaked it a little, but we can bend it back. Down. Okay, so when I do this, start by lining up my left edge. I'll drop the blade until it's hitting. Okay, just barely like that. Then I come over to this end and try to get that lined up. Drop this. I don't know if you can see that mark, but I got it right up against the edge of the blade here. Okay, so I get it locked down, and then cut it. Okay. This aluminum's good and soft, so it cuts good. Okay, so we got our 5 pieces here. We should be good. We got to go through and clean all this. Like I said in the last video, aluminum, you got to get clean. It's got to be clean or you'll fight it. So there's a little bit of a tweak there. We're just going to fix that. We'll probably just tap that with a hammer on the edge of the table just to get it back where it needs to be. And then we've got to clean all these edges with a flap disc. So we're going to do that now. Okay, we've got to avoid contamination. So we're using a brand new flap disc on our grinder. We're going to go ahead and hit all these edges. Smack them with a hammer to get them nice and flat again. And then we'll be ready to start tacking. So let's see what we can't get done. Okay, so we got our parts all cleaned up, ready to tack up. We're going to go ahead and get our Syncrowave 250 set up. If you didn't see the last video, we'll be using the same settings. We're running straight argon. We're running it at about 225 amps. We are running 1/8 inch tungsten, and we're also using 4043 aluminum 1/8 inch TIG rod to tack it up. Let's do it. Okay, I want to start with the top piece. Everything's going to be open corner again. Okay, so when I'm fitting open corner joints, I took my 3/16, just a piece of scrap I had over there I'm using for a spacer. I'm going to set this here, and then I'm going to set something here to keep it upright, and I'm going to go ahead and tack it. That'll just hold it where I need to for the time being.
It's time for today's super cool tool.
So for today's super cool tool, we're talking furniture clamps. These right here are a game changer. When you're fitting stuff like these, where you've got to pull a box together, if you watch the last episode, then you know that I tried to use these, but my furniture clamp was a little bit too short. The cool thing is, I can honestly make this as long as I need to. So the way it works is, you can pick these up at Home Depot, okay? And when you buy the set at Home Depot, this is just a piece of pipe that screws into this end. It's just a threaded piece of pipe on that end. And I've got a pipe threader, so if I wanted to, I could thread a 20-foot section of pipe, thread this on, and then this just slides. You pinch this, and it'll slide wherever you want. So if you've got to fit something that's super wide, these are awesome, because you just hook them on the edges, turn the clamp, and it pulls whatever you're trying to pull together, it pulls it together. This right here is definitely a super cool tool. You can get these in, this is a 1/2 inch clamp. They come in 3/4. So here's a 3/4, same thing, it just threads into here. And anybody can stock their shop with this tool. It's not real expensive. I think you can pick up a set of these, one of these, a set. I'm pretty sure you can pick up one set for 20 bucks, Home Depot. And you know, if you don't have a pipe threader, go to Home Depot, buy a full length of pipe if that's what you need, or just buy one of their threaded lengths of black pipe. That's actually what I did with this one, because I didn't have any 3/4 pipe. So I bought, I don't know, a 4-foot section, and that's what I use. So again, this is a tool that anybody can have. It's easy to operate. It's a game changer when you're fitting things and pulling things together, when you're tacking things up in fabrication. So that's going to be this week's super cool tool. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start welding this out. That tack there isn't one to write home to Ma about. If you can see, got a nice open corner on all those. Let's get after it. Warp mode. that, I'm going to wrap up the welding. I've been playing with the settings. It's welding a lot better. Pretty happy with that. Gonna go ahead and clean it up with the Scotch-Brite, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we got the dirty dabbler in here. We're gonna see if we can't get this hood for the intake wrapped up. So I do have flat bar here, 2 pieces. I'm hoping that'll give me enough material to finish it, so I might end up having to shear a piece. We'll see what happens. Let's get after it. What's going on, guys? It is the next day. I did get quite a bit done last night. I'm going to show you what I got done. I wasn't able to get a whole lot of video because I got stuff piling up in the shop, and I've just had to try to hurry and crank stuff out and catch up. I will show a little bit of video of me trying to get caught up and trying to get some of these smaller projects finished up. So this is what we got going. So I ended up just going with some diamond plate, and I just sheared a couple pieces of flat bar out of the diamond plate. I got it all clamped up. It is square with the motor. I did square it to the air cleaner. You can see that the carburetor is slanted forward a little bit. At first I squared it off that, but I didn't like how it looked. So I squared it off the motor, and I think it looks a lot better. And there's what's going on the back end. So I like how it looks. I was just working on getting the welder pulled over here. I'm going to throw some tacks on it before I pull it off, and then get it on the table and get welding it out. So see if I can't get this done tonight. I got one other project I got to do after this, and I got softball and football tonight, so see what we can do. Okay. Got this baby done. He is going to take it and have it powder coated, he said. I'm going to throw it back on. He's supposed to be coming over tonight, so I'm going to throw it back on so he can see what it looks like. Give it the final okay. So that's one down. I have a Go Kart. I don't think I recorded this one, but I've chopped the frame on this and stretched it, moved the seat. So these three sections of pipe are all new. Got that welded up. I had to machine new slots, build a new motor mount, and we've got to cut this off. He's got a disc brake piece that he wants me to weld on there, so I got to cut that off, and then I got to weld a piece of plate right here on the floor on the bottom side. So shouldn't take too long, but we're gonna see what we can get done. Alright, we're back out here tonight. Got our plate here. We're gonna get the Go Kart over here, see if we can't get this cut and weld it on the Go Kart, and then get the disc brake bracket welded on. We got the dirty dabbler done. We're gonna have the owner come pick it up. Turned out good. I like how it looks. I'm actually pretty pleased with how the diamond plate flat bar worked out. So anyway, we're getting back on the Go Kart now. Get it done. So here goes nothing.
Everything else is vibrating. No, I think that'll be good.
Cool.
I'll leave it on there for tomorrow. And
I think it's gonna look cool. Powder coated black though, with the diamond plate.
yeah,
Don't you think?
yeah, I do. Yep.
Okay, I think we're gonna cut this with the plasma cutter. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that set up. Gonna go ahead and take our aluminum flat disc, put it back in the drawer, swap it out with a carbon steel disc. Okay, so the other thing we got to think about here, we've got these radiuses on the front. I'm going to see if I can't figure out what size, approximately what size that radius is. And then I'm going to take a compass, lay those out, and go ahead and cut them. Our radius looks to be about a 2.5 inch radius, 5-inch diameter circle. So we've got our radius marker here. This is the smaller of the two. I actually have both sizes. They're super handy. I like to sharpen my soapstone, so I'm going to go ahead and sharpen that. I'm going to set this to 2.5 inches on the radius, and then I'm going to check that on there. I'm just going to eyeball it to where I know it's going to be tight enough, good enough to weld, and we'll go from there. Okay, so after looking at it, I've decided to go with a 2-inch radius, 4-inch circle, 4-inch diameter. So we're going to lay that out, and then I think I'm just going to cut them by hand with the plasma, and we'll go from there. Okay, so you can see I pulled 2 inches from here, 2 inches from here. Got a center pop there on both sides, same thing. So now when I take my radius marker, I can set that sharp point in that 2 inches. Then you can see, got a radius there. That'll make our floor pan fit right around those radiuses, and I think it's gonna work good. Let's cut them out. Alright, I think we're ready to, I think I'm going to clear some of this crap off the table, put some stuff away, and then I'm going to get the Go Kart up here, flip it upside down, and I'll have to buff the paint off the bottom, and we'll get this fit up. Okay, we got it all flipped over. I'm going to go ahead and get all this paint, get it off, and then be able to get this floor panel tacked on. You'd think a guy'd put a clamp on there. That's just too easy. So I guess I'll do that. Okay, breathe. Breathe. Love it. Love it. here's the next thing I like to do. Whenever I stitch weld something, I'll take a tape measure and I find center. And we're just going to do 1-inch welds. Obviously you want a stitch pattern that's going to be strong enough to hold whatever's on there, but you don't want it too big for a number of reasons. You're putting too much heat in it, you can warp the crap out of it, and it's just kind of overkill. You really don't need to in a lot of situations. So I like it to be symmetrical just because I'm anal, which I think is going to be plenty, because I'm going to put a couple welds on the inside and I'm going to stagger them. So if this is our gap on the inside, I'll put it right in the center of those, and that should be plenty. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these all out, and then what I'll do is I'll take and put a tack on the end of my mark. I don't like to tack it in the center because then I got to weld over the top of it. So I'll weld on the edge of where my marks are, so it's either a start or a stop. It just cosmetically looks better. So I'm going to go ahead and lay these out, and then we'll start stitching it up. Okay, got it all stitch welded. You can see they're uniform. I'm going to roll it over, and then I'm going to stagger some tacks on the inside where these gaps are, and that'll be nice and strong for them. So let's roll it over, see if we can't get it done. Alright, we're back from all the softball games and football games, so we're back out here. Gonna try to get this done. So what we got going now is this bracket. It's welded here. I'm gonna have to cut this weld, and I'm gonna have to cut it here and here. And I'm pretty sure it's welded here. Yeah, it's welded here too. So it's welded 360. So I gotta cut that piece, just the angle piece, off. And then I've got the bracket that he sent me with over there. So we'll start out by just trying to get this off and then cleaned up, and then we'll see what we gotta do to get it mounted on there. Alright, so here's what's going on. Got that all cleaned up. Ended up getting that off. I did have to touch up the pipe just a little bit because there was a spot where the zip disc dug into the frame a little bit. So I touched that up with the welder, cleaned it off. I think we are going to have to pull this old drum off, and then we can slide this further in. This is our caliper that'll mount on the disc here. So let's let's go to that point. Let me get this back off. I'll pull the drum off, and then we'll see if we can't get this fit up. So it is starting to move, and there is no set screws in it. Whew. Okay, that was fun. It's because it was right at the end of that key. Okay, so now we can get our caliper back, or get our disc on. It's a little, there's a rough spot there. This is how the bracket works. It's got a groove, and it slides into that groove. And then I believe, I'm guessing, those two bolt holes, there's two bolts over in the other hardware for it that slide in there, and it's probably got a nut. I'm sure you double nut it, and then it's kind of a jam bolt, so you tighten the bolt in and it wedges that against the bracket, keeps it from moving. So I'm thinking, I feel like it would be better if we brought it down here on an angle and welded this gusset to the frame, and then this gusset would be center of the bracket. I think that's going to be the way to do it. That's going to be the strongest. Let's see if I can't get this tacked up, put into place. Let's see if we can't get that tacked on. Okay, we got this tacked up. That's what it's going to look like. So I'm going to weld this 360. So there's 4 welds I got to make there. And I got to be a little selective of where I make them and when, just to keep from warping it too far one way. So I'm probably going to weld these 2 first, and I'm just gonna bounce right to the other one. Let's get her done. We got our gusset welded on. You should still be able to get the bolt in both the top and the bottom. We have clearance everywhere we need it. Yeah, that baby's sucker's gonna skid. a little bit. Okay, so we cut the frame and stretched it. We added a support in the middle. We replaced the floor pan there. I had to cut the seat off and move it when I stretched the frame. We built a new motor base for it, had to put it in a new spot. We checked it with the motor to make sure it's going to clear the seat and everything back here. And had to machine new slots in it for the bolts. Got that put on, and then we had to fit the disc brake. So there was actually more hours than you would think in this one, but it is done, and I'm gonna call the customer, tell them it's done, tell them to come get it. The last few days have been good because I've been able to catch up on all that small stuff. I still have one thing I gotta do. I still gotta get that handrail up to powder coat. So, and then that should get me all caught up, which is good because I got some bigger stuff coming up next week. And we're gonna get this piping job finished up on Monday. And then we're gonna start a pretty cool project for a new customer, probably on Tuesday. So stay tuned. I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, like, subscribe, and share. And we'll see you on the next one. What's going on, guys? We got us a little situation tonight. We're going to show you what's going on. We've got a four-wheeler trailer here, and we're just getting ready to go camping. So I pulled it out with the forklift, was just getting ready to hook it up to the camp trailer, and noticed this. So there's one teeny weld holding it on. A lot of these trailer manufacturers, they build them as fast as they can, and they're built pretty cheap. So I don't think one weld is going to make it 4-hour drive, so we're going to hurry and weld this up, get it fixed, and see if we can't get it loaded up. We're leaving in the morning, so we gotta get moving. I'm pretty sure that the culprit to this was that guy right there.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
I'm betting you stood on the fender, didn't you?
No.
Uh-huh. So anyway, got all these people waiting for me. Guess I better get moving. We're running. If you didn't see the last video, we're running. So I like to sharpen my soapstone, so I'm gonna sharpen that tote, and that'll fit right on. That'll make our floor. That'll make our